Welcome to today's video. So today we have a question from Ishika, and she has a question about the I am. She said, I'm confused between awareness and silence. I'm not really able to grasp of what being aware means, or the I am sense. But I can get into silence, the thoughtless state, using various points or using various portals. Is being in the silence the same as being aware of awareness, or is it just a blank state of mind? Can just being in this silence enough to get to the truth, or even this silence is still being perceived? So wonderful, Ishika. I'm happy that you're asking these questions because it is a very important thing. Now, we can talk a lot about the I am sense, or what being aware is pointing you to. What I find most often is that the ones who have a hard time understanding that or recognizing that it's only because they're complicating it too much. Same with you as well right now. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But firstly, let's start here. The point of meditation is not just to force thoughts to become quiet and then just sit in the state of empty silence, just staring at a blank blackness or something. We can sometimes get trapped in that, and we start to think that that's meditation, just stopping thought and just staring at some blackness or some emptiness. And as long as the mind is controlled, that emptiness and that blackness is there. And it may be even like a sense of relief because it is much more simpler, a much more pleasant state than the constant thinking that's happening. However, you'll notice that, as you just said, that even that blankness, that absence of chatter, is being perceived. So it's not that we're trying to attach ourselves to the empty state, the empty mind. Notice that the empty mind is also something you are aware of. You are aware. I am aware. In self-inquiry, whatever we are aware of, whether it's a thought, whether it's a sensation, or even the absence of both, it's an experience that you are aware of. In self-inquiry, we are not interested in what we are aware of, but rather the awareness of it. The awareness of it is what is, it is the I am. The knowing is not separate from the I am. So we'll talk about that more in just a second. So, although it is important for us to be able to quiet the mind, it is not the ultimate goal, okay? The quiet mind allows us to recognize ourself as the seeing that is prior to the mind, the knowing, which itself is not offering any commentary, which has no resolve, which has no motive, which has no intention. So yes, that part about quieting the mind, I'm happy that you're able to do that. However, from here, I ask you to inquire, as what do I perceive even the absence of mind? Instead of focusing on what you are aware of, which is the empty silence, acknowledge in that empty silence, what is there? When you say nothing is there, when you say no thought is there anymore, acknowledge, notice, what is there? But don't try to find it as an object, you see, because whatever you find is something, once again, then there's content. It's the content that you know. But when you take away all content and now you say there's emptiness of content, when there's no other content, then what still is? You see, silence is important because it helps you acknowledge your own silent being. When nothing is there, you remain. But as what do you remain? Are you there as a person? Or does a person only arise once you once again start thinking about yourself as a person? When you're no longer thinking, where is personal identity to be found? Where is Ishika? In the absence of concepts, is Ishika even there? Ishika is not there, but did you disappear? In the absence of thought, the person disappears, but do you disappear? And as what are you there? So the problem we have with finding the I am or grasping the I am is that we are trying to objectify the I am. We want to see it as I see the body, as I see the thoughts, but the I am is from where you are looking. It is that which remains when all this stuff is in that moment no longer there. Even when all this stuff is here, still it is arising in the presence of whom? No matter if you're in a very busy mall, or if you're at work, or if you're on the couch meditating at home, in that moment, because you are the experiences unfolding, in the presence of being, the experience arises, comes and goes. The I am is ever present in experience. You must not contemplate it. You must not complicate it. You must not remain focused in what you see. You must acknowledge the seeing itself, the knowing itself. Even if what you see is total empty blackness and emptiness, that's just the mind's concept of emptiness. Don't attach yourself to that. The knowing of it is not what you know. The knowing of emptiness is not the concept of emptiness. The knowing of it is alive, aware. So you have to keep taking this backward step from what you know, from what you are aware of, to the awareness, to being aware. That, my friend, is the proclamation of your being, the recognition of I am aware. Wordless, thoughtless proclamation of you being. So that is why a quiet mind helps. That is why we quiet the mind through meditation, because it helps us, it makes us capable enough to acknowledge the silent being prior to the arising of thought and the self-image, the personal identity it paints out. In the absence of thought, you are not there as a person. You are there as that principle in whose presence all this arises. In the absence of the person, you are there as that formless self, which you are trying to seek and objectify. Now, you need not only seek that in moments of thoughtlessness. Even when great thoughts are arising, you are still here as that formless self. You right now, that which is aware. I'm not speaking to Ishika or John or Lisa or this or that. I'm not speaking to the person. I'm not speaking to you personally. You, that which is aware of experience right now, is that formless self that you seek. The only problem is we're trying to objectify it, and the only problem is that we're filtering it constantly through an idea of myself. Your name, your face, your story, your character, your personality is not what you are. These are things that you observe to change. As what do you observe them to change? That is the I am. It is always at the heart of your experience, here and now. It is what you feel as now. It's what you feel as I. It's what you sense as me, being. It's what you sense as realness, truthfulness. So don't complicate it any further. So just sitting in the silent state, just looking at the emptiness, no, it is not enough to get to the truth of yourself, because it will keep you identified with the object of nothingness. Instead, you have to constantly take that backward step from the object to the subject, seen to the seer, change to the changeless, object to subject. So yes, I hope this video brought you clarity. I hope. So you see, this is also not a one-time seeing. You have to sit with these things that I've just spoken, and you have to try to confirm them in your experience. Only through practice, this understanding starts to mature. Okay? So if you want more help with this, I have a free mini course on self-inquiry right now. It is, I'll link it down below. It is attached to my free support group where you can interact with a lovely community and submit questions like this for future videos. I select a few every single week. So make sure to join that. If you're new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And also, in case you want more private help from me, you want a more structured way of practice and really applying this teaching, then learn more about my School of Awakening. I think that'll be a great help to you as well. So those resources are in the description box below. Again, I hope the video helped. I will see you next time.